sharing 3 easy balanced bowls. I feel like this is the final goodbye to summer. September and October are my golden months in terms of seasonal produce. I just love the transition from summer to autumn. There's so much variety. This summer, I feel like I've spent minimal time in my kitchen. I have been cooking, of course, but just really simple, straightforward, nourishing food that feels good. So I wanted to share with you some ideas that I have been loving on. No doubt when you try them, you will love them too. Let me know which easy balanced bowl you will be trying out first in the comments. For more of my recipes, you can head over to my website at www.tishwonders.co.uk. A big thank you to Craftsy for sponsoring today's video. Craftsy is your online resource for all things creative. Craftsy is an incredible online community of like-minded makers who are intentional about making the world a more creative place. You're going to find over 2,000 classes in more than 20 creative categories, including painting, sewing, cooking. One thing I know for sure is that you guys are going to appreciate the specialized cooking classes that are available over on Craftsy. Classes such as favorite Asian dumplings from scratch, how to make gnocchi like a pro, and essentials of Mexican cooking. Yep, these are all on my to-do list. I've personally been enjoying the baking category. You already know that I love cooking, but when it comes to baking, I'm not so confident. So this is my current focus. I recently took a class. It's called Startup Baking and Pastry by Zoe Francoise. Specifically, the pie dough tutorial has been life-changing. Craftsy has classes to fit any interest and all skill levels, so guaranteed there will be something for everybody. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the video description will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49. This one right here is probably the one that I've made the most. I have a thing for crispy lentils. So this is my crispy lentil, roasted vegetable, egg and tahini bowl. It is so delicious. Most of us love crispy chickpeas, but there is a special place in my heart for crispy lentils. I'll simply cook them in the pan, throw them on absolutely anything and everything. Love topping my soups with them, love throwing them on random salads. So we'll be needing some cooked lentils. You could either cook them from dried or you could use some pre-cooked ones. So I'll be cooking up some white basmati rice. If you want to swap it for something like quinoa, you could definitely do that. So I'll be roasting the vegetables that I have on hand, including some plantain, some aubergine and some courgettes. I think that the egg makes this bowl, so I'm going to be soft boiling a couple, and we're also going to whip up this really yummy tahini dressing. So starting off, we will prepare our rice. So I just gave my rice a really good wash and rinse until the water ran clear, then placed in some salt along with a little bit of butter. Sometimes I like adding butter and a bit of coconut milk, but yeah, today it was just some butter, and put my rice to cook. I then chopped up all of my vegetables, so those courgettes, I diced the aubergine, and I chopped up the plantain. These vegetables all have a similar cook time, so that's why they work great, just putting them on one tray. I placed over some cumin seeds, some salt, some pepper, a drizzle of olive oil, making sure the vegetables were covered well, coated well, and I placed them into a 200-degree oven, leaving them in there for about 20 to 25 minutes. So moving on to the crispy lentils, we're actually cutting corners. Well, I'm cutting corners. I am using some pre-cooked lentils. I love to have a couple of these sachets just in my cupboard, just when I'm needing to just throw something together. They're excellent to have on hand. So these ones right here, I find that they just need a little salt. You can add some garlic powder, some chili flakes, and they just taste amazing. So yeah, let me show you the simple steps in how I love to cook these in the pan. So grabbing a pan, I warmed it on a medium heat, and I placed in a little drizzle of olive oil, followed on by those pre-cooked lentils. I seasoned them with some garlic powder, some oregano, some chili flakes, some salt and some pepper. Obviously you can be experimental with what you want to season them with. Be patient with these lentils. They do take a moment to crisp up. They could take about 4 to 6 minutes or so. Once they're crispy and you get a taste for these, you just will not be able to get enough of them. You will know exactly why I'm hyping them up. So we're going to put together a tahini dressing using tahini, of course. We're also going to add some maple syrup, chop up some fresh herbs, lots of lemon juice. You can add garlic if you want. I'm not going to add garlic to mine today, but you could definitely add some garlic if you want some extra flavor. The combination of the crispy lentils with the tahini dressing that we're about to put together, perfection. And then with the egg and then those roasted vegetables, listen, you're not gonna know what's hit you. So into a bowl, place in that tahini, followed on by some lemon juice and a touch of maple syrup, some salt, some pepper. Finally chop up some parsley and place that into the bowl. So with this tahini dressing, you just want to add the water in very slowly, gradually. Take your time, don't overdo it. You'll know once you reach your desired consistency. Give the tahini dressing a little taste, see if it needs something extra. If it does, adjust to suit your palate. I feel like in a month or so, tomato season will be fully over, so I'm making the most of them. I just wanted some fresh cherry tomatoes, so I chopped some up. I removed those roasted vegetables from the oven, and it was time to plate up this gorgeous crispy lentil bowl. So I placed on the rice, those lentils, those roasted vegetables, those chopped cherry tomatoes, my soft boiled eggs, generously poured over that tahini dressing with some extra fresh parsley on top, some black pepper on top. And my goodness, this one, if you want flavor combinations that are going to sing together, this is the one. Do all the combination of the crispy lentils with the soft boiled eggs and then that tahini dressing just to top everything off. Honestly, cannot get enough of this one. I highly recommend you give it a try. For a grab and go situation in the kitchen, this is something that I throw together. It's kind of like a niçoise, but it's not super simple. It's just a case of chopping, steaming if you want to do that step, and then opening a tin of tuna, opening some olives, crumbling over some feta. It's so delicious, this one. So if you don't have much confidence in the kitchen, but you just want to eat something that makes you feel good, try this one out. So we'll be using some olives. I love these Kalamata olives right here. Some flatbread. I'm using these piadinas. Some green beans, long beans, fine beans, whatever type of green bean you want to use. Some tuna, some feta, some cucumber, tomatoes, lettuce for the base of our salad. Let's do the quick dressing first. I'm going to be using some honey, some Dijon mustard, some lemon. I actually would have preferred to use some red wine vinegar in this dressing. I just don't have any. I'm going to use a little bit of garlic, some salt, and some olive oil. So place some Dijon mustard into a bowl, followed on by some honey. It was about 2 weeks ago that I found out you don't have to take the skin off when you're using a garlic crusher. I had no idea. All those years wasted peeling garlic. I mean, sometimes I like to chop it, but if I'm using a garlic crusher, then yeah, there's no need to chop. It just comes out without the skin. Amazing. Throw in that garlic, some salt, some pepper, just whisking everything. You want to gradually pour in that extra virgin olive oil. So go ahead and prepare whatever lettuce you are using, whatever leaves you are choosing to use. I'm just using some romaine. Okay, so the piadinas, simple. We are going to lay them on a flat baking sheet and put them in the oven. I'm going to use a few. I don't even need 4. It's only for me. I'll use 2. I chose to chop my flatbreads into triangle shapes. Obviously you can chop them however you want. You just place them on a flat lined baking sheet, place over some garlic powder, some oregano, a good swirl of extra virgin olive oil, making sure that everything is covered so they go super crispy in the oven, and place them into a 200 degrees Celsius oven for about 3 to 5 minutes. Keep an eye on them because they will go golden and crispy really quickly. So we've got our toasted little flatbread pieces. I should always do more because I just end up snacking on them. So you can definitely leave the tuna as is and just add it to your bowl. Super simple. You're going to have that really yummy dressing anyways. But I'm just going to do a little something extra to it. So place your tinned tuna into a bowl, followed on by some Greek yogurt. You want to place in some Dijon mustard, some chopped red onion, finely chopped parsley, some jalapeno, some salt, pepper, some lime juice. Give it a swirl of olive oil. So give the tuna a taste test. You'll know if it needs something extra. I do love quite a bit of Dijon mustard in this tuna mix, so I think I added a little bit more in, and yeah, followed on by chopping up all of the remaining ingredients, including that cucumber, the olives. I really didn't need to do this, but I did. I chopped the olives and the cherry tomatoes. You already know how I feel about my steaming trays. Love my steaming trays. Couldn't be without my steaming trays. And I am going to steam those fine beans. During the summer, I was getting the most delicious long beans from the farmer's market, but I couldn't find them. So these are from the supermarket. This one has been on constant repeat. I don't know what it is about the toasted piadinas, toasted flatbreads with the tuna mix, and then that feta, and then the olives cucumber, tomato, like it's so basic. It's so basic, but it works so well. This is an example of taking fresh, really simple ingredients and just making it taste good in a few easy steps, like nothing complicated. But if you try this, you will be wowed. Guaranteed you're going to be wowed, because it is food that actually tastes very delicious. This video wouldn't be complete without using some end of summer corn. Come on, we gotta do it. This is my roasted corn, quinoa and black bean salad, salmon and avocado bowl. Can't go wrong with this one. This is actually from St. Lucia, from my granddad's tree. So this is the last one that I have. And when I tell you these things are sweet, this is how it's supposed to taste. And then when you come back to England and it's just like, nah. Those house avocados just don't compare. So we'll be needing some quinoa, some black beans, some peppers, and some corn. If you don't have fresh corn, obviously you can use some tinned or jarred corn. So yeah, let's start off by putting our quinoa to cook. So I like to char my corn a little bit. I just think it adds more flavor to the end product. So that's what I did. I actually chopped up my corn so it would fit into this cast iron pan, and yeah, just put it to cook until it was kind of like charred and golden all the way around. I added a little bit of butter just at the end of cooking, just because I felt like it. I then removed the kernels from the cob and just set them aside. I continued on by chopping up those peppers. Yeah, so we're gonna keep the peppers raw. Obviously, if you wanna cook them, you can, but I'm just gonna keep them raw and just chop them into little cubes. So I finally chopped up some spring onion. Then I just put this corn, black bean and quinoa salad together. So into a bowl, I placed in that cooked quinoa, followed on by some black beans, that charred corn, some spring onions, some extra virgin olive oil, some lime juice, some salt, and I just mixed everything well. Found some coriander in my fridge, thank God, so I chopped that up and I also placed that in. So for the salmon, I'm just gonna combine some smoked paprika, some cayenne, some thyme, some cumin powder, some salt, some honey, some lime juice, some olive oil, and some fresh garlic, and just mix everything and simply coat my salmon pieces with the marinade. I placed my salmon into the oven and I cooked it for roughly 15 to 20 minutes until it was cooked. So extras for this bowl include some beetroot. I love having some cooked beetroot on hand, so I just chopped that up. It really doesn't need anything doing to it. And of course, my gorgeous avocado, had to chop some of that up and add it on. So plating up this bowl, I placed on that corn, black bean and quinoa salad, that salmon, that chopped beetroot, avocado, some fresh cherry tomatoes. Actually placed on a little bit of rocket too, topped it with some pumpkin seeds. Really enjoyed this one. Cooking with corn feels like the ultimate goodbye to summer. It reminds me to let go of this season and just embrace whatever is ahead. You know what? As much as I love summer produce, I'm actually looking forward to autumn, fall ingredients, produce, food, temperatures. I'm here for it. I'm ready. So there we have it. 3 easy balance bowls for you to take into your week to hopefully try out, even if it's just one element from one bowl. Let me know which one you will be trying out first in the comments. I will see you all soon in my next video. See you. Bye.